They said she was a fake, that she wore a uniform she never earned. No rank, no records. Just a name, a badge, and a tattoo no one could explain. People in the courtroom laughed. The prosecutor said it was cosplay. The judge didn't care. She said nothing, not one word. Then a Marine colonel walked in, quiet. He took off his jacket. On his arm, the same tattoo. Everything stopped. Welcome to Battlefield Echoes. Before we start, tell us in the comments where you're watching from. And if you believe stories like this matter, hit subscribe. The courtroom was cold. Not from the weather, but by design. Meant to keep things sharp, quiet, controlled. Officers sat in clean uniforms. Their medals caught the light. At the center stood a woman in plain olive fabric. No unit patch, just a single strange tattoo on her arm. Her face calm, still, silent. Colonel Whitaker led the tribunal. He stared at her, waiting for discomfort. A flinch, a reaction. Nothing came. He said her name, Miss Adler, and listed the charges. Faking a military record, pretending to be an officer, entering a classified area with a clearance code that didn't exist. He asked if she wanted to respond. She didn't. The prosecutor, Captain Lerman, stood, polished, confident. He told the panel this was a textbook fraud. No files. No ID. She didn't exist. But somehow, she had walked into Camp Navarro and accessed a restricted drone bay and detective for 13 minutes. He mocked the tattoo, said it wasn't in any database, laughed at her silence. A few officers chuckled, the kind who still think truth fits inside a folder. She stood still. Then a note arrived, delivered by hand, rare. Whitaker read it. His face change. He didn't say what it said, just told the hearing to continue. Lerman showed video. Adler walking into the base like she belonged, swiping a black badge. No hesitation. No fear. Muscle memory trained. Still, no answers. Then the courtroom beeped again. Another clearance override. The door opened. A colonel walked in. Not on the list. Not expected. But everyone knew him. He said nothing. Just walked up to Adler. Looked her in the eye. Then removed his jacket. Same tattoo. Perfect match. No one laughed now. Lerman protested. The colonel didn't flinch. You don't know who she is, and you're not supposed to. He said her record was erased on purpose. Not by mistake. Because she was part of something deeper. A unit that doesn't exist on paper. No files, no command chain, just missions that were never supposed to be seen. Whitaker asked, "Are you saying she's from a classified unit?" "Yes," the colonel replied. "Beyond classified." Lerman pushed back. "So we're supposed to believe a tattoo is proof?" The colonel stared at him. "That tattoo is the only proof you'll ever get. And if you understood what it meant, you wouldn't be speaking." He stood beside Adler, calm, quiet. She was part of Task Zero. Gasps, confusion, disbelief. Task Zero was a myth until now. He explained, 4 operatives. Deep field missions across the world. No records, no names. Adler wasn't her real name. She was trained, embedded, and erased. She entered Camp Navarro because she spotted a breach no one else had. She verified it, left, didn't harm anyone, didn't trip an alarm. But the system flagged her, not because she was a fraud, but because it wasn't built to catch ghosts. Lerman argued again. She still broke protocol. The colonel shut him down. She outranked your protocol, and I outrank your understanding. Whitaker asked why he was stepping in now if her orders were silence. The colonel's face hardened. Because someone laughed. The room froze. Then someone else entered. Civilian, nondescript, but holding a red badge. Deep clearance. Higher than the colonel's. He said the hearing wasn't over. He claimed authority, said she belonged to them. The colonel disagreed. They argued quietly but with weight. Tension thickened. Then Adler finally spoke. 7 words. You're not cleared to ask me that. The civilian froze. Like he triggered something. You're invoking Sigma protocol? You confirm the threshold, she said. He turned to the colonel. You coached her. I reminded her. He tried to assert control. The colonel pushed back. You had deniability. You just burned it in front of a tribunal. Whitaker demanded to see proof. The civilian said it was sealed. Whitaker said, then it's invalid here. The colonel leaned in. You just exposed a ghost asset in public. The civilian left. Adler never moved. The colonel picked up his jacket and told the tribunal, dismiss the charges, seal the hearing, and pray you never see her again. Whitaker did. The gavel fell, but no one moved, not for a long time. Adler stepped forward, past the panel, past the guards. No one stopped her. Her tattoo no longer a mystery, but a warning. She left the courthouse in silence, walked in the sunlight. No reporters, no chains, just a black car waiting. Civilian driver, no questions asked. The route was preset. Years ago, for a day just like this. They passed landmarks she knew from briefings, ones that no longer existed on maps. She dropped a tiny pin from her collar. A signal. They arrived. At an unmarked hangar. No guards. No signs. No sensors except one pressure panel that opened at her touch. Inside was a black container. She didn't touch it. She waited. 4 minutes later, a man rose from a floor panel. Someone she had only seen in a deleted file. No words. He opened the folder inside the container. Read it. Then looked at her. She asked, why now? He answered. The pattern returned. Only you cracked it before. There were 4 of us, she said. There are none left. She took her old weapon, still marked with her prints, holstered it. This doesn't mean I'm back, she said. It just means you're the last. She entered a dark corridor hidden behind a wall. No lights, no orders, no backup. The door closed behind her, sealed. The courtroom moved on. Officially, nothing happened. But those who were there knew better. Captain Lerman transferred far away. Whitaker stepped down from future hearings. The lieutenant who studied her tattoo saw it again in the desert and never reported it. The man with the red badge vanished, his footage corrupted. The colonel retired. Quietly, no ceremony, just one message. If she resurfaces, listen. And her? She disappeared again. But strange things started happening. Doors opening without clearance. Missions ending without explanation. Silence replacing failure. And sometimes, far away, someone would see a figure moving through shadows. No insignia, no name. Just a tattoo. And they'd remember not to ask. Because some stories don't belong in reports. Some heroes wear silence like armor. And once, in a courtroom, someone laughed. Only once. They never did again.